So I thought I would start a little differently today. I don't know if you all can tell, but over in the left side of the video, farther back near the tree line, there is a deer that is currently eating its dinner in the backyard of my parsonage. And this has been something that has consumed the past 5 to 10 minutes of my time, just watching this deer as it's walking around the backyard, picking up leaves and grass and finding food for itself. And so I will also apologize if you hear my dog Lucy bark or whine, because this deer has consumed her entire attention too. And I will say that I had a different devotion planned for today, a different direction that I wanted to go, and a different theme to explore. But as I set up to film and glanced out my window and saw this deer, all of that I could let go of. I could put that on the back burner for another day, because I was being asked to sit in this moment of quiet and joy. Though it wasn't really quiet because my dog was so excited that we had a visitor in the backyard and was just barking away. It was a soul quieting moment where I just felt so peaceful. Watching this deer forage for food just gave me peace, and then the joy was added onto as the clouds parted and the gray day parted, and I saw the first glimpse of blue sky that I had seen all day. It's been very rainy here in Caledonia, but it was just this beautiful, awe-inspiring God moment that nourished my spirit and my soul. And what I was really reminded of was the fact that, even in the middle of everything that is going on, in the middle of the unknown future that this pandemic holds, the middle of the stress of our political season, the middle of all of the uncertainty that we are wading in, this middle that can feel gray and dark and dreary, there are moments where the clouds part because God breaks in. We can see the blue sky. We can watch the deer in our backyard. When I was watching the deer, I was reminded of the question that my mentor at my contextual education site in Winchester, Massachusetts, used to ask at the beginning of every single worship service, and that is, where have you seen or experienced God in your life this week? And if I were back in Winchester right now and I was joining them for worship and she were there leading worship and she had asked that question, this moment with the deer would 100% be what I would respond with. I loved that question because it reminded me every single week that God shows up in big ways and small ways. God shows up. And we will only notice when God shows up when we sit back and look around. And so what I encourage you to do this week is to find the moments where God is showing up in your life. In what ways, big and small, is God revealing God's self to you? Is it going to be in just watching nature? Is it going to be an interaction with friends or family? Is it going to be in reading a passage of scripture in a new way? Is it going to be in cooking a new recipe that goes well and you enjoy it? However it is, however God shows up, I encourage you to sit in that moment, to bask in the joy and the peace of that moment. Amen.